Hi, welcome back, Scorpio. This is your Love Scope reading for March 2014. So I picked today to do the readings because Venus was moving into Aquarius. And I figured it was leaving the Capricorn energy. And when I think Venus, I think dance like nobody's watching kind of energy. Just passion and excitement and love and fun and beauty. And, Capricorn, and I don't really think it likes Capricorn energy all that much because Capricorn is very prim and proper and best foot forward. And don't you dare dance like there's nobody else watching because there's people watching. So I think Venus really feels trapped, and I thought, with the new energy, the readings would just flow so nicely, and it's really stressing me out because there's so much I need to tell you about this month. You're no different than any other sign that I have done so far. I think there was one that had pure rainbows in it. And, I'm really seeing April. I'm already looking forward to doing the April readings for love because I really see as we go through the last steps. And, this is why I'm not an astrologer. I'm a tarot card reader. Because I look at the stars and I go, oh, yes, yes. And then, I'm sure if we listen to astrologers right now, they'd be like, hold the fort, okay? Just hold on a minute and relax because we still need to finish off some lessons here. And then once we get into April, I think, you have an ace going into April. So I think April is going to be a very standout month for you, or the ending of March. But I think there's some things that you're going to work through. I think there's preparation. If it is, it's the last of the preparation, because I see April as, we're going right into April after we clear our thoughts. And, you really... so I lay out the first three cards for you, and I go, oh, what does that mean? So I'm going to give them to you all at once because it's quite amazing. Okay, so I lay down the Ten of Cups, which is your happily ever after card, right? And then I lay down the Three of Swords, which is a lot of pain and suffering. And then I lay down the Three of Cups, which is celebration and wonderment. So, you get those three cards together and you're like, what does that mean? And so I meditated and, Spirit does come to me. I ask them very much to be a part of this reading. I really feel that I'm only the voice and I'm just the messenger. And I really think that, this is your month to prepare. And how well you prepare and how fully you prepare is really going to depend on how much heartache you have going into April and how much celebration and happily ever after you're going to experience going into April. And, I think it's very personal. With those three cards, it's a very personal journey for you this month. Really defining what you want. You're in the last moments of defining, what is it you truly want. And if you're in a relationship, you have to be honest. They could be your everything. Absolutely. They could be your everything. And you know what? You soul searching and going deep within yourself and looking at some truths that you might not want to look at, but look at them you must in order to propel yourself into April. You might look at them as the most beautiful, wonderful thing that's ever happened in your life. Most definitely. Excuse me. But it also could be a very karmic cleansing and release for you this month. So, are you going to look at that relationship? You have to really decide, and it's a personal level. You hold the cards for this, okay? The ball is in your park, or whatever expression you want to use here, on how you're going to go forward and living in your truth and your honesty. And, I think that you're going to be looking at some things that maybe you've brought in way back from your childhood as truths. And you're going to go, you know what? They do not apply in my life. Those are not the realities of my life. Those are not the truths of my life. I feel this way or that way. Now you need to set, if you're in a relationship with a partner, you're going to have to sit and say, okay, this is what I need. out of this relationship to stand in my truth, to be honest with myself, and to stand firm and really stand for myself. Are they willing to do that? And also, what are you willing to give in order to make that relationship work? Some of you are going to walk this month. You have an ace. So I'm thinking a slightly new beginning for some of you. It's really hard. I think out of all the generalized readings I can do, doing a love scope generalized reading is the hardest upon hardest of things to do, because not only am I trying to reach your energy and your stars and really tap into what makes you tick, but for every one of you out there, there is a different sign in your life, or will be a new sign coming into your life, right? A Virgo, or a Gemini, or, you know, an Aquarius, another Scorpio, a Sag. There's so many combinations, and their energy plays a part in what's happening to you. So I do get this you know, baseline that I can go from, because all of you essentially are from that baseline, but it all depends on who you're with, or who you want to be with, or what your truth is, or where you are on your path. That really determines, you know, love is such a personal thing. So I really see it being, you know, a cleansing for you this month and a release for you this month. And I think, you know, we have the Ace of Wands going into next month, so I think that's really going to be a standout month, and you're going to be standing in your truth if you do the work this month. Okay? Because the second half of the month, we have the High Priestess. And this is really sitting in your truth. Knowing where you want to go. Knowing what values you want to bring into a relationship, or keep in a relationship, or dismiss from a relationship. An all-knowing, powerful sorceress. So, you know, the Hierophant, I think, is almost the equivalent to the High Priestess here. So really talk to God, your spirit guides, your universe, your angels. Really tap in and ask, you know, get a dream journal for this month. If you only do it for even the first half of this month, I think you're going to get a real awakening to some of your thoughts and how they don't really mesh up with your truth going forward. And so if you're looking at a person of interest, I think there's going to be, you know, I think whether or not it's a person of interest or it's a relationship you're in now, I think if it's right now, if it's really cold in nature, it might really steam up based on what you reveal. And if it's a really hot and intense relationship, it might just cool down because of you defining your truths going forward. We have the Moon, and this is very much going inside and clearing out the fog and clearing out the darkness and really propelling yourself forward in a new truth, in a new light, realizing that some of the things that you've brought in with you from your past really do not apply to you. And moving forward with it. And then, of course, we have the Ace of Wands. And the Ace of Wands is really looking forward in your new perspective of what you desire in a relationship. And it could very well be that you are in the relationship now that is going to be there forever for you. It is going to be solid as a rock for you moving forward. But I think there needs to be some honest communication going forward. Some release of some tensions that you might have in the relationship. And it's really a preparation month for you. In order for you to stand in celebration and stand in truth and stand in beauty and in honesty. And, you know, I think it's a real huge learning month for you. And I think a couple of months down the road, it's just going to be like, wow, am I ever glad March happened in my life, because it defined me as a person and who I am going forward and what I want. But you need to do the work. And I had a card fall out of the deck, and I wasn't even sure if I was going to incorporate it. Usually I put the card back in, but it usually relates somewhere in the reading. And I usually bring it out throughout the talking. I might not specifically say, this card fell out, but I kept it aside. And it's the Eight of Swords. Okay? And the Eight of Swords, I just love this card, okay, because this tells me that it's only your thoughts. It's not the actions of others or your actions that's either holding you back or propelling you forward, more so holding you back with this card. And when we first look at it, it just looks like you're trapped. There's a ball of swords around you, and you're holding your head, and But if you really look close at this card, those swords aren't even in the ground that far. You can pull out any of those swords anytime you want and just go. The rainbow is coming down upon you. It's just a clarity of thoughts. It's going inward. I think this month is going to be a very personal month for you going forward. So I really saw the relevance in this card. So I decided to bring it up. So let's bring out a Romance Angel card for you, okay? And see where that leads. So yeah, I think this is your month to prepare, and I think next month is going to be a lot more fun to tell you about. I really do. You have the Ace of Wands going forward, so that just tells me you're embarking on a new path, and not necessarily with a new person, but a new path. And I think that if you are looking for somebody in your life, that people might be attracted to you this month, most definitely, because Venus just entered Aquarius. And so flirtation is on the high, and fun and passion is on the high. And as we go through the month, we'll find that more and more. But I think they might just be put in your path for lessons rather than long-term commitment. Anything can happen. But I really think it's about the lesson this month more than it is about the relationship itself. And it's the lesson to you and how you're going to stand in your truth. So, and this is why I don't like doing generalized love readings. Because we pulled the wedding card, okay? And this situation involves marriage. And I highly doubt that every Scorpio out there is going to get married this month. So, in a personal reading, yeah, you're going to get married, but in a general reading, not so much. So, I really need Spirit to come in here and clarify a generalized reading for a wedding. So I think this is all about cementing your hopes and your dreams and your desires. And I feel a sneeze coming on. It's about what you want in your soulmate. And, what is your definition of true love and happily ever after? And we did have the happily ever after card. Yeah. So, what is your definition? And how are we going to get to that celebration? And yeah, there's going to be a little bit of heartache, but I think you're going to stand in your truth, and you're going to be at peace with some of the decisions that you make this month. So, what are you looking for in a person? I think you really need to define that so that you can, if you're not with somebody or you're in the new beginnings of a relationship or something, that you can walk towards the altar and have your happily ever after and your soulmate and that perfect somebody in your life. Most definitely. And if you're with somebody right now, do you have what it takes? And do they have what it takes in order to let you stand in your truth and your beliefs and what you want and what you don't want? And if it's a person of interest, well, are they worth the work? Are they going to hold you up as much as you need to be held up? Need to be praised? Need to be admired? Very much so, Scorpio. Very much so. So, I think you have a huge learning opportunity this month. And, apply it. Apply what you learn, and I think give it a couple of months, but I think we're going to have an exciting ride going forward. It's a big month of attraction, I think, but not so much a big month of love and long-term commitment. For those of you in a relationship, I clarify that by saying that you might be with your soulmate, most definitely. And there might be some truths that you need to discuss with them in order to just grow that much closer together and walk into your happy ever after. So until next time I see you on YouTube, remember, I love you.